Let's figure out another question. Again, I have selected Python over here and the free questions and the difficulty level. Like I said, that hard difficulty level is something which we have already solved. So we are looking into the medium. So I'm sorry, I'm going in opposite direction as usual. Okay. So let's just see over here. I'm going to solve this question today. So highest cost order. Okay. So let's just see in what all are the interviews that it was asked. So bravo, this particular question was asked in two interviews. One is in Amazon, the other one is in Shopify. No doubt they are the e-com platforms. Now over here, let's read the question. Here it says find the customer with highest daily total order cost between 1st Feb 2019 to 1st May 2019. All right. So if customer had more than one order on a certain day, sum the order cost on daily basis, output customer's first name, total cost of their items and the date. So three things it is expected that you produce in the output. For simplicity, you can assume that every first name in the dataset is unique. This is the question. Now let's just understand this. So here in this question there are two data frames. So first thing which you're gonna solve is to merge the data set, right? So there are two data frames, so apparently you will have to merge the data sets. Before I take you to this explanation further, right, let me show you the expected output. This is how the output should look like: the first name, the date, and the amount of total order. Okay. So what primarily it is saying is there is a table for customers and there is the table for all the orders which they have placed. So there is a high possibility that one customer might have placed multiple orders on a single day. So that's where it is saying that you need to sum them all together. Okay. So what are the things that you gonna do in to solve this question? First thing, you have two data sets, right? So you need to merge both of them. Then you filter the data for this particular time frame. Okay, once you got that filter, then you need to filter that data for maximum total order cost. Okay, so three things: merge the data, filter it, and find the maximum, then again filter it. Okay, let's just have a quick look on the data frame. This is how the customer's data looks like, you see, and this is how the orders data look like, right? So let's just go ahead and explore that. As usual, what I would do is I'll first take this data into Pandas and solve it over there and then come back over here and post it. Okay, how can you get the data into the Pandas? For that, what you're gonna do is let's run customers, run the whole code, and here you can just click this. It's gonna produce the data from over here, right? Same thing you're gonna do for orders, and here is the data that you got and here is what you have. Now what you need to do is copy paste these two data sets right into Excel and then import that in Pandas. That's exactly what I have done. So let's just jump to the Pandas and try to solve it. Sorry, Jupyter Notebook, and try to solve this. So we are going to solve this particular problem statement in four simple steps. First, we're going to import the dependencies and the data. Then we will do a little bit of exploration and then we will merge that. Then we're going to summarize the data because we have to find the sum. Then we're going to find the maximum and filter the data. Four things. Okay. Let's just start quickly. First, I will just import Pandas as PD. Then I'm going to import the data frames one by one. First, I will import customers. Then I will import orders. Don't worry about these errors. Okay. All right. So to save your time, here is what I did. I simply imported. So this is the Excel file which I have created. Into that I created two sheets. One is for customer, the other one is for order, and here I have imported both of them. To import the data, you can simply say pd.read excel. If it is in CSV, you can say pd.read CSV. Okay, so now here the data is imported and we can see the sample data available over here. So in the customer's data, you have first name, right, and you have the ID. In the orders data, you have ID, cost ID, order date, and total order cost. So what we need to do is we need to merge both of these two data frames, and we need to bring first name, okay, then date and cost. ID is something which you would require to bring apparently, right? But you see there is one thing which you should notice. ID column is common in both of the data frame, and in the second data frame you have another ID which is called cost ID. So you need to figure out which one is the ID you're going to use to merge the data frame. So let's just try to do a little bit of exploration. So the exploration which we require to do is on orders dataset because of the customer ID. So I basically I want to check whether that which one of these two should be used to merge the data frame. So let's just see how can we figure that out. So let's say orders dot group by, and here I'm going to say ID dot count, and let's here put it order, any of the column you can just put, right? So what you see is in ID you have just one entry for each of the ID, while if you remember in the question it gave you the hint that if customer had more than one order on a certain day, sum the orders, which means it's not possible that each ID would have just one entry. So let's just try to check it based on cost ID. You see now here for each of the cost ID you have more than one transactions, right, except these 5. So primarily we should go ahead and use the cost ID. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. So to merge that, what you can do is let's say merged, let's just call it merged data frame. Okay, and then customers data I'm going to use at the left hand side. I will be using the left join. Why should I use the left join? Because I want to bring the orders for all of the customers. So the customer data is available into the left table and order is available into the right table. So that's why I chose to go for left join. Okay, so here I'm going to say customers dot merge, and into this the data frame which I want to merge is orders, and out of that the columns which I need to pick is cost ID, order date, and total order cost. Cost ID, order date, and total order cost. All right, I think I'm done. I just don't need to use this, and from the customers also I'll pick only the specific ones. Okay, what are the specific ones that I need to pick is ID and then the first name. Let's see if this works. It throws some error, ID and first name. Let me see if I need to put it in double square bracket, and over here as well. Let's just see, this throws an error, no common. Oops, how stupid I am. Let's just try to put ID. So this is merged, but this is not correct, right? So what I'm going to do is we need to specify what is the column that I want to use from the left table to make the join, and what is the column that I want to use from right table to make the join. So for that I need to say left on, please bear with this, I'm letting it autocomplete. Okay, left on ID, then I'm going to say right on cost ID, and then how I want to make a join, left join, right? Let's just see, and here I'm going to say merge dot head. You see, we got this, the data is merged. ID, first name, cost ID, order date, total order cost. Now we need to, filter the data for a specific time frame. So for that I'm going to say query, and into that I would say let's just pick the dates from here itself, these two. Okay, and this I'm going to replace with order date. So what I'm trying to say is order date should be between 1st Feb 2019 to 1st May 2019. Okay, so for that what I need to say is this. All right, if you find it difficult, you can just let me know into the comment. I will help you solve this. So I just need to put these two dates into the quotations. Let me just put this. Oops. Here's what we got. Right? Now, the next thing which we're gonna do is let's just check the shape, how many records that we have over here. Oops. 21 records we got. Okay. Now the next thing which we need to do is summarize the data. So for the summarization purpose, I'm going to use most dot pivot table, and into the pivot table I need to use index parameter, and in that there are two things which we need to put. First one is first name, and then the next one we need to put is order date, because you remember in the expected output it was given these two columns were given, right? And values I'm going to use total order cost, and function which I need to use is sum. We got that, you see. Now what I'll do is I'll just say reset index. Yeah, we got that. Now let's just put it into the summary, and for the summary I would take top 5 records. You got it? Now the next thing which we need to do is we're gonna find the maximum value out of total order cost, right? Whatever the max value is, because the data is already filtered, right? Data we have already filtered. Now we need to find the maximum value, and then we filter the whole data. Okay, so how do you find the maximum? So for that what you're gonna do is say summary dot total order cost dot max, and you got 275. Let's just store this in a variable called maximum value, and let's just print this max val. You got it? Next thing which we need to do is we need to filter the data frame, right? So data frame name is summary, into that summary, into that you're gonna say total order cost equals to max val, and you hit enter. Here's what you got. You see, this is exactly what the output which was expected. ZIL 19th April 2019 to 75, ZIL 19th April 2019 to 25. Now let's quickly put this solution into this portal and see if that is correct or not. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this, now this patch, we are almost there. Then we're gonna see this patch. Let me just maximize this for you over here. Now let's just execute the code. The code is executed. There seem to be little, let's just see if it says the answer is right or wrong. Yeah, it accepted the answer. You see, we got it right. So though over here it is showing these values, but it hardly matters, right? It's not an issue for here. That is something which you can truncate always, right? So it accepted the answer which we just submitted, and let's just see your submission over here. We have the 100% submission score. All right, so I think we solved this question also, and you managed to clear the interview for Shopify and Amazon. Congratulations. If you liked this, give a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and for our motivation, do not forget to subscribe it. Thanks once again. Wish you good luck.